So we're going to look at factoring in this video, and we start with this quadratic trinomial, 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. To factor this, I'm going to use a specific method. I'm going to look at what I call the box and circle method, but it's based on the area model that we've used for multiplying together binomials. So what we do is we start by taking our quadratic and we write it diagonally through this box and circle. And then if you recall from the video about using the box and circle, these two boxes will multiply together to give us the exact same thing as those two boxes. And those two white boxes also have to add to give us negative 5x. So what's the product have to be? Well, we're going to take the two blue boxes and we're going to multiply them together, giving us negative 24x squared. So what I need is I need two values to put in these white boxes that multiply together to give us this, and add to get the circle. And if you're not sure what those are, we can start listing factors of negative 24. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. So I need two of these things. One of them has to be positive, one has to be negative, because it's negative 24x squared. And what we need now is we need negative 8x and 5x and 3x. Those two things multiply together to give us negative 24x squared, and they add together to give us negative 5x. Now we go back and we think about greatest common factor. We're going to factor using our GCF. So what we do is we look at each column and each row. So I'm going to look at this column right now, and only this column. What is the GCF for that column? Well, the GCF for that column is x. What's the GCF for this column? Well, both of these boxes have negatives, and we have 8 and 12. The GCF there is negative 4. Now we look at each row. What's the GCF there? Well, we have 2 and 8. The GCF between 2 and negative 8 is 2. And they both have an x. And in the bottom row, we have 3x and minus 12. The GCF for those is negative 3. So now the factored form, we just write down what's on the outside. We write down the two binomials that multiply together to give us this area that we started with. So our factored form is x minus 4 times 2x minus 3.